Good afternoon. My name is Seafood Dave Charlesworth from Kajukenbo Napoli in Naples, Italy. This video is the next and the last in a series on the principles of fighting. If you've not seen the previous videos, please feel free to browse my YouTube channel, Kajukenbo Napoli, and take a look. As always, these are my interpretation of what was taught to me, and by no means is this intended to be all-inclusive, and I would invite you to add to them, as well as provide any comments that you may have in the comment section below. I hope you like this video and that you find this content useful. If so, please take a moment now to hit like and hit the subscribe button down below. Let's get started with principle number 15, unpredictability versus classical form. While we normally want to avoid using leading centers or telegraphing our strikes, we can use leading centers for faking out our opponent to keep him off balance and cause him to be jumpy. We don't want to allow our adversaries to be able to time our movements and allow them to guess our next movement. Therefore, we should keep our movement constant, but remember to use different kinds of footwork and vary our direction of motion to keep from using a pattern. We will want to use different kinds of broken rhythm and interchanging straight lines and curved lines, and always remember to be flexible using different angles of attack. Principle number 16 is straight lines versus curved lines. The straight line is obviously the most direct line of attack and is often more powerful and capitalizes on economy of motion. Most of the 5 primary techniques use a straight line of attack and will also be the fastest and less likely to show leading centers. Principle number 17 is defensive choices. Positioning is a matter of personal preference as long as we make sure to keep all of our vital areas covered. There are 4 defensive movement patterns are discussed in principle number 22 and can be used based on your size, your structure, and your fighting attitude. Additionally, your opponent's size, structure, and attitude should be a determining factor in your defensive choices. As always, we want to refrain from being predictable, and we want to switch our defensive patterns to keep the opponent confused and not allow him to predict a pattern. Principle number 18 is initial speed versus combinations. Initial speed and direct angle of attack are more spontaneous when you're externally focused. Practicing combinations is future thinking, which can be considered as negative thinking. Initial speed ties in with independent motion, which gives us more economy of motion. Additionally, there is less time commitment in the initial speed of using a direct angle of attack. You should use more time committed to practicing on your initial speed and using a direct angle of attack. Principle number 19 is faking. The main leading centers that can be used for faking are the hip, the body, and the shoulders. Use faking in the direct angle of attack to make your opponent commit themselves and throw off his timing. Faking is used in broken rhythm and helps dramatically to increase your unpredictability. Principle number 20 is constant forward pressure. Forward pressure is mental in your attitude, assertiveness, and external focus, and physical with your forward movement, offensive body positioning, and aggressive body language. The result on your opponent is confusion as he struggles to counter. You don't give him time to consider his own defensive options. Principle number 21 is time commitment theory. This theory keeps in mind your initial velocity and your ability to bridge the gap using straight lines and direct angles of attack. Keep in mind your opponent's timing and reaction time, or how much time does your technique take in comparison to the time your opponent takes to react and counter your technique. It's important to practice your footwork and bridging the gap from varied distances. Principle number 22 addresses defensive movement patterns. As mentioned in a previous video, there are 4 main movement patterns characterized as follows, along with a strategy to counter each type of pattern. First, there's the jammer. The jammer likes to use constant forward motion. With a jammer, you want to use a direct angle of attack and make use of broken rhythm, moving in with the body and faking to draw him out. Move back as he tries to jam and kick him while you're moving back, or move back into him using direct angles of attack. Second, there's the blocker, who likes to stay in position and only move in half steps, if at all. Roughly 80% of fighters are blockers. Practice using all angles of attack against a blocker. Third is the runner, who likes to retreat. Use direct angles of attack and strike before he runs. Use combinations and follow, maintaining constant forward pressure. Use broken rhythm. When you're aggressive, he runs. When you're passive, explode and strike on him before he runs. Switch up your patterns, and remember not to be predictable. Lastly, there's the elusive runner, who not only retreats, but is all over the place unpredictably. Use your setups and make him come to you. Give him something to strike at, and when he takes the bait, launch your counterattack. Principle number 23 is angle of attack versus technique variation. If a technique is not working for you, change the angle of attack by changing the technique. Okay? Don't use a technique that you're not good at. Be direct, using initial speed and indirect movement. Be indirect and use fakes. Use combinations both direct and indirect. Strike to immobilize your opponent's arms and legs, or use limb destruction. Don't forget to use broken rhythm. Principle number 24 is half commitment, full commitment, and extensive commitment. Set your opponent up using broken patterns. Full commitment to half commitment to no commitment. Be unpredictable. Throw off his timing. Okay? And judge his distance. Okay? Or his judge of distance. Use your extensions, your hyperextensions, and double hyperextensions to bridge the gap when he's in his comfort zone. Principle number 25 is the theory of broken rhythm. Broken rhythm is all about being unpredictable. There are many ways to throw off your opponent, some of which might include change your target level between low, medium, and high. For example, go low, then go high, and then back low. Then switch it up. Don't consistently shoot for the same and provide a pattern. Be unpredictable. Change your body rhythm. Be active, then passive. Okay? And then switch randomly. Change your body motion. Forwards, backwards, forwards, and then forward again, and then switch it up. Change the speed of your attacks. Fast, slow, and somewhere in between. Avoid the constant. Change your movement, stop, and then go. Change your angle of attack. Switch up your techniques. Change your positioning and set him up. Change your patterns, especially when faking. Hip fake and then do it again, and then throw a punch. Change your attitude. Be aggressive, and then suddenly become passive. Change your defensive choice. Be a jammer, blocker, runner, or elusive runner, and then switch seamlessly between all the above. Change your footwork. Change your commitment levels. Change your line of attack, inside, outside, and switch it up. Change from relaxation to tension, and then back. The point being is to be completely unpredictable using broken rhythm to set your opponent's timing off. This concludes today's video on the principles of fighting and the series. I hope you found this information useful and that you're able to apply it in your martial arts training. Please feel free to comment in the comment sections below. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and take a moment to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you next time. My name is Dave Charlesworth from Kajukenbo, Napoli in Naples, Italy. Mahalo.